Everybody, it's me, it's Gina, and I am sitting tonight with a very, very special young lady, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
I am Trenicia. I'm a good friend of Gina's.
Yes, that she is. I've practically almost adopted her. So. But anyway, we have been talking a lot lately about some of the issues that we have conversations with other young ladies that may be going through certain situations in their lives and cause them to deal with certain issues that keep them from concentrating on what their real purpose in life is. Distractions is what they really are, because we all have purpose. But this is a personal girls gathering Friday night that we're gonna have, so we just decided to tape it and we'll share it with you. So, and this is going to grow into something much bigger. The vision is there, but I will release it when Jesus tells me to release it. But the plan is to have a special guest every other month that will precede the girls gathering on First Fridays. And hopefully you get something out of it that we can discuss on that First Friday when we do all get together as a group. But we're just gonna talk tonight about some things, some tricks and some schemes that the enemy uses to get us off track and help us to prevent us to becoming full potentially beautiful, well-rounded young ladies. So some of those things start off with, I'm just gonna ask Nisi some questions and see how she's dealing with some of these issues, or when she speaks to other young ladies, you know, how they may be feeling about some things, because I get this a lot. And what we discovered is that there is a huge generational gap in the lives of women. So there's wisdom and there's strength, but then there's no communication. So I'm seeing things within the young adults, of course, that we didn't have to deal with as older young women. I said that right.
Yes, you did.
But you know, you all are having to deal with it, but then not everybody is as blessed as you are to have somebody like your mom or me or other godly women in your life to talk to. And that's a blessing to you, because it allows you to also transfer that information to other young ladies that don't quite have that. So when have you had to talk to any young ladies about being betrayed?
Of course. Betrayal is something that so many of us experience in several different forms, whether it be from friendships, relationships, as far as your spouse. People experience that, and of course it trickles down to hurt. When somebody betray you that you trust, you confide in, and then they turn their back on you. Oh, it triggers so many different things, and you can't allow those things to set up in your heart.
Okay, so with that said, that word is just one simple word. But it triggers at least 5 serious emotions.
Oh yeah. You got your hurt. That's gonna be there after you've been betrayed.
Right.
Then you think about, you're like, oh, you done betrayed me. Now sometimes you're trying to get revenge.
Okay, so there's that issue.
And then you like, oh, you done rejected me. I trusted you.
Trust. Okay, and that's a biggie for me. I have a serious problem because I'm a loyal person. And so when you betray me or you sever our trust, that's very hard to get back. You
Mm-hmm.
want, even when you want to forgive, I mean, you can forgive, but even when you want to trust a person again, it's like no matter how hard you try, you're really not
totally 100% in.
You're not 100% in.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I deal with that though? Because if I don't deal with it, it sets up resentment in my heart. It hardens my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we address this issue? How would you address that for me? Like, I need help with that.
Mm-hmm. And that was one of those things that when you're dealing with things like someone misuse your trust and things of that nature, and you have to deal with your heart, that's one thing you have to go before God in prayer. That's
most definitely.
One of the things that have blessed me, that one of my mentors kept driving to me, creating me a clean heart, renew in me the right spirit. You want to make sure you're always in a place where you're sincere and that God will hear from you and that you can hear from Him.
And that means being intentional about not letting that.
Because when you let things linger, that set up all other kind of issues. And then people wonder like, why, you literally putting yourself in prison. The other person, they free, they done moved on, they living their life, they smiling all on social media, and you
don't even know you. Yeah, and don't even know you over there in jail, mad at them because they gone on. But that brings me to the scripture that says, agree with your adversary quickly. That means don't let it linger, because the longer you let it linger, the more it sets up issues.
Absolutely.
And issues of the heart will come out.
Absolutely. People, like, I'm so stressed out, I'm breaking out, my health falling out, I'm sick. It's amazing how you can allow things to linger and set up in your body and how your body reacts to it. So you have to deal with things in your heart ASAP.
And the way you deal with those things, we determine that they have to be through prayer. That's a necessity.
Absolutely.
But for those that are not as close to God as some of us, the godly advice, the right advice would be to explain to him that you need to talk about it.
Absolutely. You
need to confess it. Because as long as it stays a secret, or as long as you harbor it, it continues to eat at you.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect anybody else, except for people may not want to be around you, because you ruin the mood, you ruin the whole atmosphere. You wonder why nobody wants to be around you. It's because you got something lingering that you don't want to deal with. And I would say find a mentor, find somebody you can trust. And that's what we're establishing with these girls gatherings. An environment that's conducive for sharing, trust, building a chain link of trust. And knowing that what we discuss will never escape the circle unless it's you giving your testimony.
Absolutely.
That has to be established. So, but getting people, young ladies, to open up would be the challenge. So we're just gonna keep praying that they find you, or that they find me, or some godly woman that can give some advice without doing this, judging you. I can't judge. We all got something, and I can't come to you like this. It has to be love that draws.
Love conquers all things. Absolutely.
you can love a person into healing, and it's all about healing. It's all about healing. Like, give your heart a voice to heal. You gotta get that out. So, okay, now, in order to do that, it's gonna cause you to have to deal with this.
Yes.
Unforgiveness. There's no way possible for you to deal with that heart. There's no way.
You gotta let it go. You got to let it go.
He did that to me. What do you mean?
You gotta let it go. Because one of the things that drive home with me, I'm like, I want to make sure I position myself to be right with God at all times. If I can get on my knees and I ask the Lord, after I done did all my craziness, Lord, please forgive me. And he throw it away in the sea of forgiveness. Like, gone. It's washed away. Yeah.
And he remembers it no more.
And he don't remember it. Now, we human now. We gonna remember some stuff. But we can let some stuff go.
Yeah.
We can allow those memories to be lessons learned and forgive those people and let it go. That's the only way that we can truly move on from different circumstances and situations. Regardless of what somebody do to you. It may hurt.
Oh, you hurting if you right there.
Yeah, it may hurt.
Yeah.
But we gotta let it go. We gotta learn to let go. Even if it takes, like you said, finding godly women around you to vent to release that stuff to, so that they can intercede on your behalf. We have to let that stuff go.
And let it go to the degree where you don't keep picking it back up, because God has thrown it away. We're the ones that'll tend to keep going back and picking it up. And when I say that, I mean, you know, the enemy will make you feel like you're justified to hold on to unforgiveness because he did it to me or she did that to me. But forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you. And a lot of people don't get that understanding of forgiveness. They think they're doing the other person that offended them a favor. That's so opposite of what real forgiveness is. Letting it go is getting it out of you. So you don't end up with ulcers and seizures and all kind of cysts and cancer and, you know, because that's stressful. God didn't make us to hold that.
No, he created us for love.
For victory, for love, for compassion, for understanding. To be angry, but saying not. We all fall short. We all fall short. But he's there to forgive. His grace and his mercy gives us space for forgiveness. And he's very clever. He puts it back on you. The way you forgive is the way I'll forgive you. Okay. So sometimes, okay, God, I need some help forgiving this person. And you may have to do that. Because you may not know how. Forgiveness is not a feeling. That's what I think a lot of people get it twisted. Like, I haven't really forgiven them because it's a process.
It takes time.
It takes time, and that's okay. It took you a minute to get where you at. So it may take you a minute, but it's being intentional about forgiving. But all of these will come out of
relationships. Most of the time, the people that really hurt us are the people that are near and dear to us. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because anybody in the street just doesn't have the ability to hurt you like
No.
And it's usually family,
Mm-hmm.
very close friends that are considered family,
Mm-hmm.
or spouses or boyfriends.
Yeah.
Those are the closest, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real talk. Those are the only ones that can really get under your skin.
Yeah.
And take you out,
yes.
almost. You know, if you don't have something strong, a strong foundation, that stuff can take you out, which is why you need to be surrounded by some woman that understands.
Accountability is huge. Accountability.
So having an accountability partner is what?
I look at it as, in business, I try to keep somebody to keep me accountable. In relationships, I try to surround somebody that I can talk to that's going to keep me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
that you keep your intentions pure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
I like for somebody to keep me in check.
I need for somebody to keep me in check. I want women, godly women around me to say, "Hey, wait,
you know you ain't
you know that ain't right."
Yeah.
Or you can't be acting out of character like that, because you know what it's gonna do to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you got purpose on your life, so you know you need to keep that heart clean.
Yeah.
You got other lives hanging in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
But relationships are definitely a issue.
Yes.
But one thing that I know for certain that will keep a lady from sharing, it's a trick
of the
enemy. It's a serious trick, and it's called shame. He will make you so ashamed of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And make you think that you the only one that has ever committed whatever it is that you land in,
yeah.
whatever sorrow or pity party you're having by yourself. His job is to isolate you, yeah, and make you feel ashamed.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that the enemy whisper, you know they're gonna look at you different. Oh yeah, you've been through that, but ain't nobody here been through that. Look at them. Mm-mm. You don't want to expose yourself.
Don't expose yourself. And that's the very thing you need to do.
Yeah.
When you expose yourself, you snatch the ability from the enemy, mm-hmm, to expose you in a whole different kind of way.
Absolutely.
So as long as he can keep you in this place, mm-hmm, he's always holding the ace card, yeah, over your head. That's a trick. Mm-hmm. That's a trick. They gonna look at you different. They gonna judge you. Oh, they gonna talk about you like a dog, and they ain't gonna never believe nothing else you say. Everything, mm-hmm, you built is gonna crash. Because you ain't what? Because you ain't supposed to be human. I mean, for real, you're not supposed to be human. So when you reach perfection, you dead. Yeah. That's absolutely what the words say. Because none of us are perfect.
We all make mistakes.
Shame. Don't want to face nobody. And before you know it, you built the whole wall. You keep people out. And guess what? Like you said, in the end, you've imprisoned yourself. Mm-hmm. And then you don't know how to get out of those walls. So the thing to do would be to knock it out from the start.
Absolutely.
Encourage yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to another woman that you can trust or that has proven to be trustworthy to talk to. God will send that type of person in your life if you want to get rid of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You got to be ready to confess. That's hard to do. For some,
you gotta be ready.
you got to be ready. But seriously, the longer you hold it, the more you build walls around. And you by yourself trying to break them walls down, it's almost literally impossible. Because intercessory prayer, it's real.
Yeah.
And it works. It works. Because God hears the prayers of the righteous. They avail it much. Don't try to do it by yourself. If you're going to have a little pity party, go on and have that little party. But don't stay there.
Don't waddle in it.
Don't waddle in that, not for too long.
Mm-mm.
Because again, it's setting up other layers of shame. And they all is in that deck of cards you got.
Yeah. Touched on it.
Then
We touched on it, yeah.
mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We all gonna make them. You gonna make them.
One of the things that I learned with making mistakes, I'm myself biggest critic. It's not only forgiving others, but I have to forgive myself.
And it's not almost until the end of the lesson that you realize that you need to forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
That's very important in order for you to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even take the next step because you criticizing yourself. You're beating your own self to death.
Yeah.
And you're mad at yourself. For what? It's a trick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very real.
Yeah.
It's very, very real. And I didn't know it existed until I went through with my divorce. You know, everybody know I've only been married one time. Everybody know who my husband was. But I didn't realize I was so mad at myself for having stayed so long when I knew so early, so much more earlier that I should have did something because I did everything possible.
Yeah.
Who wants to be divorced? I didn't. I only wanted to do that one time.
Yeah.
But I got to a place where I didn't realize it, but I needed to forgive me for being mad at myself for not having suffered for so long. And causing and allowing my child to experience that. And it's a level of abuse. It's a level of abuse. You can abuse yourself and you can definitely be abused.
Absolutely.
And there are different forms of abuse. There's physical abuse and there's mental abuse.
Absolutely.
And I've talked to plenty of women that have been mentally abused, and baby, it almost make you say, I'd rather for you to hit me.
At least I can get over that and heal. But it's something about somebody speaking something over your life. Those words can linger and linger. It can linger and cause so much damage.
And make you believe it.
Whatever they
Somehow it makes you believe that what they're speaking over your life is more real than who you are. For real.
Absolutely.
the power of words.
Mhm.
Now that's what it is. So if negative words can be that powerful, how much more powerful can positive inspirations and affirmations and
One of my new routines that I stopped, but I've started back. I have a list of affirmations every morning that I speak over myself. And
excellent.
words are so powerful, like you said. And one of the things old people say, and I can hear my dad saying it now, if you don't think it, who else gonna think it? So it's something about speaking it and hearing it and even seeing it every day. I'm like, positivity, I start my day off with that. Because you're more prone to not allow people to come into your life
And speak
in your
negative.
space.
And
And
speak
speak
negativity.
when you're speaking that type of things over your life.
And it's so amazing and it's so real and it's so strong that I don't even look at TV. You know, being quarantined at home by yourself. Like some people have the issue of being in the house with folks and they tired and they want to get out. Like I'm tired of these folks. I got to go. I need to just get in my car and ride. I have the opposite problem. So I have just my mind to deal with. So I'm intentional about what I let come in. Because words are just that powerful.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to look at the news and they talking about all these break-ins right around.
You hear by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So the less I hear that and the more I concentrate on God is my provider. God takes care of me. God got me. I don't even hear or see that. I can go to bed.
Yeah.
I can go to sleep and rest easy. But the more you let that stuff and what you see also gets in your spirit.
Absolutely.
Like you just said, it's something about the words, the hearing it, and the seeing it. Because the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Yeah.
You better watch what you look at.
Yeah.
You better watch what you see. Watch what you let in. Because whether you know it or not, it's taking root. Everything takes root. Good takes root. Yeah. And evil takes root. It's real plain and simple. It's black and white.
Yeah.
And you have to be intentional about what you let in, who you let speak over your life, who you let know your business.
Absolutely.
Because people, let me tell you something. People that's sitting right up under you, baby, will try to take what you're building and do it themselves. But I mean, go right ahead, because, you know, you can steal the recipe, but it won't taste the same. The sauce won't taste the same. Because you weren't built for it. And that's what jealousy and envy does.
Yeah.
You have to stay clear of all of that.
It's one thing, you know, I was having a conversation with some friends the other day. You have to be so in tune with you. You can't get caught up looking at what somebody else got going on, what people doing on social media, because everything that glitter
That's a
ain't
lie.
gold. They only putting the good stuff. They ain't putting the
Right.
bad stuff.
And
They ain't telling you that last week they done got evicted and they boyfriend cheated with about 3 or 4 women, and they not putting all that out there, but they gonna put, girl, I'm at the beach, girl, we at the club,
What the world?
look at me. They gonna do that. But they're not gonna tell you the bad stuff. So you can't get caught up with everybody else got going on and being envious and jealous, because you don't know what it takes to walk in somebody else's shoes. You gotta be so in tune and focus on God and focus on you. What you got going on, what God wants you to
Lord, what is your will for my life?
Exactly.
Because you are a very intentional God, and everything that concerns me, you are concerned about every single thing that concerns me. I don't even have no concerns that you don't know about. So just go to God and seek His will for your life. He said that I knew you before you was even formed.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning I had a plan for you before you even were thought about by your parents.
Yes.
Don't you want to know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the Creator thought about me. What did you create me to do? I don't want to die and not do that.
Exactly. I don't want to be laying up in my grave. I want a job well done.
I want
a faithful
job
servant.
well.
You did exactly what I wanted you to do. I don't want. Well, you know, Nisa, I put you down there, but you got caught up with what Regina was doing. And you tried to walk in Regina's purpose, but that ain't what I purposed you for. This is what I really wanted you to do over
Let
here.
me show you this door. Open that door, and that's what I had for you.
You looking like, so I've been perpetrating, I ain't even been walking in what you wanted me to do all this time, and you put me down there, and oh Lord, I'm sorry. I don't want to have to explain it.
I don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
So that's why the word tells us don't covet it. Don't covet somebody else's stuff. Don't desire the whole body, your whole body is important. Your eyeballs, your toes, because if you ain't got no toes, you can stand up straight.
No.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is important.
It's intentional.
It's intentional. It has purpose. So whatever your purpose is, whatever you were created for, it's very necessary.
Yeah.
He ain't give us but one. How come we all ain't got but one thumbprint? Ain't no thumbprint the same.
It's authentic.
And I want to live in my authenticity that the Creator created for me.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole thing is about. Finding out who you are. And the only way you're going to do that is to be able to recognize the tricks and the schemes of the enemy, which are designed to distract you from your God-given purpose. Women are so strong. Women are so dynamic. Women are so multi-talented, but they're very wise too. Wisdom, God gave us intuition. It's so much built up, so many gifts on the inside, and yet you know how to take your place in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know how to, because the truth is, we don't want to lead a man.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to be the leader.
Mm-mm.
Just recognize the gifts, the helping
Absolutely.
that you have access to, and be grateful for it, because I'm grateful for your leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be you. I don't want to lift nothing. I ain't going out there to cut that grass.
Mm-mm.
I ain't gonna get under no car and change no tires. No. I wasn't built for that. So it's the ability to, it's learning the balance.
Absolutely.
And that's only gonna come from God. He has the blueprint. He's the only one that has the true blueprint. And he ain't trying to hide it from us.
Mm-mm. We just gotta seek him and ask him for the direction. Absolutely.
But what I want to leave every woman with, and this conversation is not over. See, it's too big to be over.
Absolutely.
So we'll catch it on First Friday.
Mm-hmm.
This very conversation, we'll catch it. So I hope y'all, okay, but it's on, you can rewind it. So this conversation is intentional so that it's not disrupted, but we can come together and talk about it again later, because I'm so certain that there are some women that have way more examples that we just gave
Mm-hmm.
with these issues, and learning how to navigate.
Absolutely.
You need Jesus, but there is a way. He'll give you ways to navigate. He'll tell you, don't go that way. Don't do this. But if you don't have an ear, and if you're not connected, if that plug is not connected in that socket, it ain't gonna work. You got to be connected to the source. And he's the source.
Absolutely.
He's the way. He's the carpenter. He's got the blueprint. He's got it all. You got to be connected. So the best thing that we want to do is just encourage you to get connected. Get connected with us. Get connected with girls gathering. The ultimate source, though, is God.
Absolutely.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy. And He gives you some of Him. He leaves some of Him in you.
Yeah.
Like, that's a gift.
Absolutely.
Girl, okay, so I'm not going to preach. Because, like, y'all, you know what the preachers be saying? I can feel my help coming. I get excited when I start talking about Him like that because you talk about what you love.
Absolutely.
You talk about what you love, and I love Him. So there's no need for any of us to ever feel this.
Yeah.
Because don't worry about what you don't have. Thank God for everything you do have. And that makes room for more.
Absolutely. Gratitude takes you a long way.
A long way. If you don't have a gratitude journal, make one. And daily, find something to be grateful for and write it in that journal.
Mm-hmm.
I have a gratitude journal on my desk. When I do my morning calm meditation, I thank God for things. He kept me last night. Thank you for yesterday. Thank you for what happened yesterday. That was there are certain things you can give gratitude to God for. Small things. Thank you that I got toothpaste. Thank you that my light's on. Thank you, because somebody's ain't.
Somebody don't have it.
Somebody don't have it. But you saw fit to bless me with it, and I just want to say thank you. That will take this away. The more you think, the more you thank, and the more you gain, because you're not thinking like this. And don't always want what somebody else got, because you don't know what they had to go through to get it. And the very last thing we have here, which covers a multitude of everything we just talked about.
Yeah.
Genuine, real. And that only comes from God.
Absolutely.
Real love. It's the greatest commandment, and it covers so much. It helps you to forgive.
Yes.
It helps you to pray for people that have spitefully used you, that have talked about you, that have drug your name. Because when you have love in your heart, it's a different kind of thing. And it don't mean you have to go right back to the person. Like full blown, I'm gonna give you another front seat in my life. That ain't what I'm saying. No. There are different levels of love. You have to be wise enough to know where they go. Because I can't love you like I love a man. If I had a man in my life right now that I loved like that. I can't love you like I love my mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't love me like you love your mama. But we have love for each other.
Yes.
Genuine love.
Mm-hmm.
So God will give you the spiritual guidance and the levels of love that you need to be able to thrive. And for people to see Him in you.
Absolutely.
That's the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, let my light shine so that the world can see Christ, not me.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me. You're getting it twisted when you look at me. Because it ain't about me.
Yeah.
It's about the love of God in me. And that's all I want. That's all I want. I just want to be a vessel used by God to do His will. That's it. And if we all seek Him like that, what a different world.
It would be so different.
It would be so much less hurt, so much less, everything we just talked about, it would be so much less of it.
Yeah.
If we were intentional about getting closer to God. Cleaning out the heart, That's the only way you're gonna get to where he wants you to be. And he's a very present help.
Yes.
He's right there. He's closer than you are never by yourself. Stop thinking you are alone. You are never, ever by yourself, because he said he will never leave you.
Yeah.
He will never forsake you. And he is a very present help. That means he's right here. Because he said where there's 2 or 3 joined together in my name,
He'll
I'm
be in
there.
the midst. Yeah.
It's just opening up and letting them in. Try and see. He said, try me and see if I won't open up the windows and doors of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive. All you got, he's a good Father. Yeah. And he wants us to be whole. He wants us to be victorious, because Jesus already did it. Yeah. He already did it on Calvary. It's already done. We just gotta walk in it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So we'll pick this up first Friday.
Yes, we'll see you there.
I'm gonna have to cut that.